Robin, you might notice in my studio right now that a lot of our crew are lined up in front of microphones.
Yes.
Well, we're doing a bit in a couple of days where some super fans are going to come in and battle it out for money. And they're going to go up against the crew here. And who's the crew here, Gary? It's you and Fred, right? And we need a third.
Right. So we're looking for a third. And
I'll tell you how this came about. So we needed 3 of our guys to go up against 3 fans.
3 super fans.
Of the Howard Stern Show.
Okay.
So Gary said, look, I know the most about the Howard Stern Show.
It definitely should be him.
I'll go up against the fans. They said, then everyone agreed that Fred should go up against the fans.
I think with Gary, you've got a slam dunk, period.
Well, we'll see.
And if anything he doesn't know, maybe I can fill it in.
So anyway, I think the third guy was John Hein. And then a lot of guys started going around the station going, why the fuck is John Hein the third guy?
Or maybe Ralph even.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people got really upset and said, you know what? I know more about the Howard Stern Show than John Hein does. I've been working here longer and I know shit. So, I said to Gary, you know what? Let's test some of the guys.
Okay.
Let's find out.
All of these guys say they know more?
Yeah, and I'm going to ask each guy to go down the line, give their name, and say why they think they're such an expert on the Howard Stern Show.
You got quite a lineup here.
Yeah, here's the lineup right now. Go ahead, number 1.
I've been a super fan, Howard.
Who you are.
What happened here?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Huh?
What are you doing, Tim?
Sal doesn't know shit.
Sal doesn't even hear the directions.
Yeah, Sal can't even get the... Sal, give your name and then say your...
I'm Sal, I don't know shit. Let's move on.
No, Sal, why do you think you're the...
Well, obviously, I've been a super fan since 1987, back in the NBC days.
Okay.
I worked for you.
So he was a super fan.
I was.
Number 2, give your name and give your,
I'm Jim McClure. I'm a producer here. I've worked at WYSP since 1989 and then WJFK until 2002, 2003.
And you think you know more about the show than Sal?
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah, and you think you'd be a better third to go with Gary and Fred against any super fans?
I know a lot of stuff, I think.
All right, very good. Number 3, give your name.
Richie Wilson from Howard TV.
And why are you so qualified?
I won the last Stern Staff Trivia Contest.
Ah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Qualification.
When Sal cheated, remember?
All right, yes, that's right. Number 4, go ahead, please. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Brian from Howard TV, and
Right.
I've been listening for 23 years, and I'm ready.
All right, very good.
Benji.
Oh, Hardwire A. Thank you. Yes, Benji.
I'm Benji, and I've been a big fan since 2006.
Okay, Tim. I mean, who are you? Number whatever. Go ahead.
Tim Sabian. I've worked with the show since 1991 and been a fan since you left NBC.
You think you know that much about the show?
Yes, I do.
All right, and finally we have.
Hey, it's Jason Kaplan. I was literally breastfed to the show. Have not known life without the Howard Stern Show.
That's disgusting.
All right, very good.
Self-breastfed.
That's disgusting.
All right, so what we're going to do is find the third that are going to be teamed up with Gary and Fred.
So you got a little quiz?
Very simple. I'm going to ask a question. If you get it wrong, get the fuck out of here.
All right, it's an elimination.
It's an elimination speed round. And by the way, I just want to say...
Get out of here.
...that our good friend from the wrap-up show, John Hein, I think is being a bit of a baby, isn't he?
Why?
He
What
refuses to participate in
So
it.
this is the word I got. This is, and again, I'm getting a second hand, but this is how it was told to me.
Yeah.
Originally, we came up with the idea of Gary, Fred, and John for a general trivia thing, right? So
Right.
then when we went to this, John's name was in, and somebody who shall remain nameless stepped up to me and said, why is John the guy? I think I know more. And then we decided to do this. So I asked John, would he participate? And he said he didn't want to. And people think that John's not doing it because out of spite.
All right.
Huh.
Who's that person?
Who's the person?
I think it's Jason Kaplan. Yes, it was me. I told John it was me.
John, why not go up against these guys and prove the point?
All right. I was told I was doing this with Gary and Fred.
Right.
This is, I don't know, however long ago. Then all of a sudden, somebody asks me if I want to compete for the third spot. And I said, I thought I had the third spot. No. And then Jason
so fast, buddy.
Exactly. And I'm like, well, either I'm in or I'm not.
Who do you think is best to replace you in this? Who do you think will know the most about the show?
Well, Jason's a rat, not him.
Not him. Go ahead.
I heard, by the way, I heard that John said he wasn't even positive that Fred and I should be the two in it.
Well, I
Right.
said if I have to compete, then
Which
everybody
one
should
of
have
these
to compete.
guys will know more about the show?
I think it's going to come down to either Richie Wilson or Jim McClure, and my money's on Richie Wilson.
All right.
But you won't compete.
No.
Save your money.
All right, let's find out now. Here we go, boys. I ask you a question. You get it wrong, get the fuck out of the studio. You are not going to be in the Big Superfan Challenge.
All right, what's the first question?
All right, first question. Sal, you're up first. What is Howard's bulldog Bianca's full name?
Bianca Rebecca Romaine O'Connell. Stamos O'Connell.
Wrong. You're out. Get the fuck out. Hey, guys, as soon as he gets one wrong, you just yell out in unison, get the fuck out. All right, there we go. All right.
Get the fuck out!
Get out of here.
All right, some people think that Jim might know everything. Let's go to Jim. Jim, I'll ask you the same question. What is Howard's bulldog, Bianca's full name?
Bianca Romaine Stamos O'Connell.
Correct. You are in. Don't get the fuck out. Richie, some people think you are the Howard Stern Show expert. Let's find out. What year did Howard Stern graduate from Boston University?
I'm getting the fuck out.
Do you not know?
No.
Take a guess.
You're not going to figure it out?
68.
Wrong.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Wow, he went down fast, huh?
Yeah.
Bet you all the other guys are going to go down fast. Let's see Brian
Everybody
Phelan.
standing there like they're confident. What's the answer?
What year did I graduate from Boston University?
1976.
1976 is correct.
Yes.
Benji. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a foot race?
Ooh.
Happened here on the show. John challenged him. You were here. What? Say it.
Get the fuck out.
Everybody.
Get out of here.
Get the
Herschel Walker. Get
Wrong.
the fuck out.
Get.
wrong answer.
Seat.
Goodbye, Benji.
All right, Tim.
You know what part of this isn't working? Where we all yell out in unison, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
When I hold up my hand, we yell out, get the fuck out. Okay. I don't like that. All right, let's go to Tim Sabian. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a
I got to
foot
take a
race?
stab at this. I think it's LT.
Get the fuck out! All right.
Take your headphones with you.
Don't hand us the headphones. I don't want those. Leave those off. All right. Jason Kaplan, you're the guy who started this whole mess. Otherwise, John Hein would be in this already. What football player did Stuttering John lose to in a foot race?
Was it Marco Battaglia?
That is correct. We're down to 3 guys.
All right. Back to Jim McClure.
Back to Jim McClure. All right, here we go. Which celebrity guest won Jeff the Drunk a butt billionaire date with Tabitha Stevens?
Ooh.
And now, if you remember
question.
that show, we played a game called Butt Billionaire. And the celebrity was playing for Jeff the Drunk.
I'm out.
Get the fuck out.
Jim McClure did not know.
Now, hold on. And now what happens if these next 2 guys don't get it?
Oh, that's right. Stay the fuck in.
Stay the fuck
No,
in.
wait, get the fuck out, but go behind the screen.
Yeah, right. Go take the walk of shame. Brian?
Can I have the question again?
Okay. Which celebrity guest won Jeff the Drunk a butt billionaire date with Tabitha Stevens?
That would be Mr. William Shatner.
Correct.
Wow.
Right.
And Jim McClure can get the fuck out.
Good, Jim. Get the fuck.
Jason, did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, here we
Well,
go.
you can say that now.
Which future whackpacker was first discovered online at the release of Howard's book, Miss America?
Oh.
Jason.
I believe that is Crackhead Bob.
That is correct.
Yes, so we have 2 people left in the contest.
All right, Brian.
Yes.
What celebrity was Howard and the crew talking about when news of the attacks of the World Trade Center broke out?
Pam Anderson.
Correct.
Oh, boy.
Jason Kaplan, what title does Mike Ganji hold for Howard TV?
Oh. Senior producer?
I might need a ruling on this. It's not. I'm getting a ruling from.
What are you saying?
Well, why don't you
Here's
ask
the problem.
Brian if he can get it right?
Brian works for Howard TV.
Yeah. And
All right, I'll just count the
not
question.
fair.
Is
All
that
right, throw
senior
that out.
I'm going to
All
say
right.
supervising producer.
Yeah,
but
that is correct. It's
Right.
supervised, but some people have called him senior producer. I've
Right.
heard the term. All right, so I'm going to let that slide.
Thank you.
Go to another question.
All right, let's go to Jason. Jason, the onus is on you. What high school did Howard Stern graduate from? That's a tough one.
Rockville Center?
Well, that is correct, but
No, it's not.
It's called Southside. So
I knew that.
yeah. So let's go to Brian, and Brian's going to finally. No, this is the final
Okay.
question.
Yeah,
There's
if
no,
you get this right, you're
This
the
is
guy.
it. What was the name of the black traffic reporter that Howard created while at WNBC?
Mama Lickaboo Day.
Good enough. You're in.
Nice. Jason,
that
hold
was
on.
not the quite the correct pronunciation.
That's right.
He said
Mama
Mama.
Lickaboo
He said
Day.
Licka.
Spell it out.
It's pretty close.
Mama
It's
Luca.
Mama Luca Boo Boo.
It's spelled Licka, though, no?
No, Mama Luca Booble Day.
Mama Liquor? You think it's like Liquor?
No.
He's not helping his case here.
Lacka, I thought it was spelled.
Hey, I'm giving it to him. Come on. I mean, give the guy a fucking
don't
break.
know.
Mama,
Welcome
you
to the
want-
team.
Hey, all right.
Let Brian Phelan in.
Harry Belafonte's song.
Come on, man. I got the right town. If you got the kind of spelling, can
He
we
said
go
he
one
knew
more?
No,
Southside
but I
High
said
School.
Southside.
I think these
I
guys
just
are
said it's called
You
Southside.
said it after Howard said Southside.
Give
All
him
right, you
one
want
more
to settle
question.
this? Here we go.
You know,
One more question.
By the way,
Here we go.
Robin's right. When Jason didn't get it quite right, you should have thrown it to Brian to get
Yeah,
it exactly.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
I fucked up. I'm a bad game show host.
I blame
You
Brian.
forgot your own game.
All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a super hard one. Super hard.
This is the
I'll go to
wheat
Jason
from the
first.
chaff question.
Let go Jason first since you were doing better.
Right.
All right. Here we go. Howard Stern performed a spoken word opening to the song When the War Comes for which band's album, Jason?
Blue Oyster Cult?
That's correct. Did you know that one, brother?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Another question.
Here we go. All right, this is it. These are hard, by the way. Who did Baba Booey Gary replace when he started working for Howard Stern?
Boy Lee.
That's correct.
Oh, geez,
Look
we
at
got
you.
Good.
a real runoff here.
Okay. Here we go. This is it. You ready, Jason?
Yes, sir.
You think you can handle this?
Yes, sir.
All right. These are not easy.
Been training my whole life for this.
How old was Kenneth Keith Kallenbach when he died?
I'm 36.
What do you say, Brian?
I'm going to say 30.
You're both wrong.
29?
39.
Oh, 39.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
All right.
Now we're still at this.
All right, Jason, you're first. While interviewing a drunken Henry Hill, Lisa G thought he said, I want to come on your face. What was he really saying?
Caramel macchiato from Starbucks, please.
Not exactly.
I want to come on, yeah.
Brian's right.
Oh, what did Jason
Brian
say
wins.
wrong?
It's I want a caramel macchiato.
You need the I want? All right.
It's in the ballpark, though. You got to get another
Again,
question.
I think
He didn't get it right.
Caramel macchiato was the part that she screwed up.
All
not
right,
the
all
I
right.
want
We'll give
part.
it to you. All right.
I
all right.
agree.
The
Jesus, are we giving
judges
this guy?
agree.
Hey, caramel macchiato is the answer we're looking for.
All right.
Thank
You guys agree?
I
Judges?
think I do, Fred.
Yeah,
I think caramel
absolutely.
macchiato is what you were looking for.
Yeah.
All right. I
That
was looking for
that was
I
the
want a
key
caramel
word.
macchiato, but
Because
okay.
he goes, I want and that the disputed part was
It's
caramel
a caramel
macchiato or come on
macchiato
your
from
face.
Starbucks. None of that was said.
Caramel macchiato was said.
Yeah, but not from Starbucks, and you didn't say I want.
Listen, Gary and Fred just ruled on it.
They ruled
Nah,
that
he was definitely
he was
in the
close enough.
ballpark.
Okay.
Let's get a definitive question here.
We're never going to be done with this.
I know. Would you find a hard question?
I want to throw them both out.
Get the fuck out.
All right, Jason, here you go. You're hanging on by a thread.
Totally.
In 2006, name the wife of the rock legend that let Howard touch her boobs. So in 2006.
The wife of a rock legend.
That's right.
Who let him touch her boobs?
I touched her boobs.
Carmen Electra?
That is not correct.
Life of a rock legend.
Uh-oh.
In 2006?
That's right.
Trudy? Sting?
Both of you got it wrong, so we're still playing.
Oh, my
It was Sharon
God.
Osbourne.
Oh, right, okay.
All right, here it is, boys. Jason, you're first. During what time slot did Howard have during his time at WNBC? What was my time slot?
We had 2 time slots at WNBC.
Well, I did.
Weren't
Yeah.
you on in the afternoon at first and in the morning?
No.
No. But they did move the show.
No, there was one time slot.
All right, then I'll say from 2 to 6 p.m. Afternoon slot.
Was that right?
No.
That's not right.
Okay.
What is it, Brian?
3 to 7?
That's right.
Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
Why do you say there were 2 time slots?
There were no 2 times.
Didn't they move the show?
No,
at one point?
you know what, Fred? I got confused too. They did that here. They did that at K-Rock.
Okay.
We did 2 to 6.
3 to 7
3 to
was the
7
right
is
answer.
correct.
7.
Brian, you win.
Thank you.
All right. Jason, even though one could argue that because you guessed wrong 2 to 6, he quickly put together 3 to 7.
You know what?
But I'm impressed with Brian's knowledge, and I do believe
too.
he should be the third.
Yeah,
Thank
I've got
you.
enough third chances here. So.
That's right. Okay. Very good. All right,
Excellent.
Brian, you're in.
Brian is,
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out,
amazing.
Jason.
Wow. John Hein is saying I could answer all those questions.
Who knows?
Well,
I
give
don't
him
want to
5
know.
questions and see if he can do it.
Well, it's a very busy morning around here. A lot of hoopla. A lot of arguing going on in the
A lot
halls.
of carrying on out there.
You couldn't have answered all those.
Well, I ended up helping out Will with the questions once I knew I was out.
Right.
But I would have gotten, I think, most of them.
Right.
But
So why didn't you partake in this?
because I was a little bit of a baby about it.
Just
Right.
prove
I was like,
that
either I'm
you
in,
deserve it.
either I'm in or I'm not.
Yeah, but prove it.
Yeah, but don't tell me I'm in, and then all of a sudden
come on.
tell
You
me
know
I'm not
things
in.
change around here on a dime.
That's,
And it
that's
had
all I'm
nothing to
saying.
do with you.
But I'll tell if Jason won that, I was going to freak out.
Right.
He gave him 3 chances. He,
Right.
he missed Southside. He missed Ganji's title, and he missed another
the
caramel macchiato.
caramel
All right, let's see how
macchiato.
good you are. How much do Robin's breasts weigh combined?
Before or after the reduction?
Before.
Who weighed my breasts?
You didn't know we weighed your breath? We
think
knocked
they
you
did.
out with a drug? And I don't know. All right. Thank you, John. All right, John. Well, Brian Phelan will partake in that bet. I'm exhausted.
Phelan, congratulations, man.
I'm the winner. Finally, I get some dew here.
Did you think you were,
Mountain Dew.
you knew more than all these guys?
Yeah, I knew I was good at trivia, definitely. I'm pretty smart that way.
Guys, what happened today?
Johnny,
Losers.
hi, what a baby.
Sal. Yeah. Sal, what happened, man?
John's a little fucking bitch. That's what happened. You know? He should wipe his diabetes blood with a tampon, not with that stupid thing. Hey.
No, but Sal, you're a huge
I
Howard
came
Stern
close. What I threw in Rebecca. Yeah, I said Rebecca Romaine, Stamos O'Connell.
Getting knocked out at the first question is not
I
close.
like to knock you the fuck out right now. You know, what can I do? But Richie's a legend. He was the winner at the last contest. He was my biggest competition, and he got bumped out the first 2, so it wasn't easy.
You guys
I
think
don't feel
were the questions fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, the one about the Howard TV titles was a little unfair because of Richie and Brian working directly next to Ganji. I thought that was a little, but otherwise, yes, I thought they were very fair.
And the 5
They were
tries
fair
that you
enough
got
for-
after you got them wrong.
I was gonna say, fair enough for Jason to keep changing the answers every time. So
Yeah.
I didn't change the
reason to
answers.
stick around.
The judges kept my answers around.
Good job, Benji.
Good job.
So,
Benji.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the contest?
Who's, I didn't even know, like, who's the stuttering John? They say I had to, like, mark the stuttering? There was stuttering? No, I love stuttering.
now let's go over to John Hein, and we'll ask him some questions to see how well he does.
Yeah, come on.
John, my first question to you, John, is what is Ray Stern's maiden name?
That's GoToMeeting.com and the
Shipman.
Get the fuck
out! Ask a question.
How do you spell Ray? Don't know. Get the fuck out!
What were the core letters for Hartford, Connecticut?
Don't know.
Yes, you do. Come on. What a crybaby.
I was upset that I was told I was in it, and then 2 weeks later, because Jason bitched about it, I was told that I had to compete for it. I think it's bullshit. So, I'm not competing, and you saw what happened. They were all idiots.
After hearing those questions, how do you think you would have done?
I would have gotten most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. I think Phelan did a good job. He deserved to win. Jason, I lost like 3 times, so... and, the guys who really don't know anything, like Sal, choked the first question. They blew it. But,
Choke on this.
But, ultimately, it'll be a good team, and I wish them luck, and I'll have the pleasure of writing all the questions for the contest, and we'll see how good they really are.
All right, Lisa G is here with some headlines. Then we got to get over to the Mel Gibson tapes, and then we got to get to some other stuff, too. Let's go to Lisa G. Lisa,
Glassberg takes shits at work.
what do you have for us from the Howard 100 newsroom?
All right, Howard, after 27 years of giving himself shots of insulin 5 times a day, John Hines decided to get an insulin pump, just
What's
like
that?
Steve Brandano. You insert it, the little tube under the skin in your stomach, and the insulin goes in automatically. You still have to program it.
But where's the insulin coming from?
I guess it's in the tube, I think. I don't. He'll have to tell you.
So do you walk around with it like a
Yeah.
colostomy bag?
It's
Well,
not.
it's
It's on the inside, isn't it?
The little tube is on underneath the skin, and then
Ugh.
there's like a Oh God! It looks like an old-fashioned beeper, but it's small and it reads you the
Wow.
numbers.
How
yeah.
many? It seems to me like everybody's got diabetes lately. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a juvenile.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Diabetes person.
It seems
so
like
he was born with it.
a lot of people are being born with this diabetes. I'll tell you what the problem is. Was his mother and John? Were your mother and father a diabetic or diabetics? There's too much breeding going on. This is the kind of thing that should be actually genetically bred out. Were your parents diabetics? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to
No.
solve this problem.
No,
They were
they're not. No.
Where does this come from, this juvenile diabetes?
My uncle had it and my grandmother had it. So the one I have is genetic. I was gonna. It has nothing to do with my weight or anything like that.
If they didn't understand insulin, would you have died at birth?
No, I got it when I have juvenile diabetes. It's not the correct term anymore.
Let's say they didn't have this pump and this insulin and all this other.
He would die.
Yeah, if I didn't have
You would
insulin,
die.
I would die. The part of my body that
Do
produces
you think
insulin
in
doesn't do it.
nature wants these people to die and then?
Well, that would be natural selection.
Right.
The weaker of the species would die.
Right.
Early. They wouldn't breed.
I'm lucky to be here. There are two types.
Maybe you're ruining the rest of us.
Well, there are two types of diabetes.
All right, Hitler.
When well, that's right. Why did you? So do your children have this?
No,
they don't. But there was probably a good chance they could.
They could. My kids could get it, but there's so much more awareness now than there was before. When I got it when I was 27 years old. I was like, what is that? Am I dead? Like, what does that mean? I had no clue. So, and yeah, that's the pump.
So that's where the insulin is.
So the pump is in.
The pump is here, and then it goes through this tube, which connects to me here.
Is that better than sticking yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you fuck your wife, you're connected up to that thing?
You can disconnect it.
Does she rub it?
When you take a shower, do you disconnect?
I tell her I'm bionic now. It works really
and that
well.
Band-Aid, do you have to replace that Band-Aid every day?
This is every 3 days you switch this. So this.
Do you shower with that thing on?
No, you take it off for a shower.
What a pain in the ass. I'm sorry.
Well, any diabetic has to do shots 4 or 5 times a day as is.
Sucks dick.
It does suck. It does.
But there are a lot of people who are eating themselves into diabetes these days.
That's the other type.
Yeah.
Like 85% of diabetics
they're crazy.
Is obesity and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Steve Rendano and I were just blessed with it
Right.
naturally.
Only 3 million people are type 1 like John and Steve.
Right.
So
They're not the problem.
I'm worried that more and more people are going to be born with this. I
don't think that's really.
No, I think that's right. I do think it's going to get worse over time.
Sure. Listen, the gene is
Well,
being
they
passed on.
also are coming up with like amazing breakthroughs in this area as well.
Right. Jeez.
You know, like all of this stuff they're doing with stem cells and.
Life isn't hard enough.
Genome
Now you got
studies.
to walk around with a fucking pump.
That's why I didn't get it for a long time. I didn't want anything connected to me. Right. It feels like an IV all the time, you know,
It's
like
like
24/7.
RoboCop.
So that's why I resisted, but it's really the best way to take care of your diabetes.
So you never have a fluctuating blood sugar?
Oh,
now?
I do still.
Mhm.
But this acts more like your pancreas does, giving you slow bits of insulin all day long.
Is there anything good about being a diabetic? In other words, I was thinking the other night, like, I love the fact that I have good hearing. But if I had no hearing or I had a hearing aid, it'd be like I could take out my hearing aid and then I wouldn't have to hear like noisy neighbors. So there would be a benefit to being deaf.
Yeah.
Like with my glasses, I used to really annoy me when people would stare at me in a restaurant. I take off my glasses, I can't see them. So there was a benefit to having bad vision. Well, are there any benefits to being a diabetic?
If you're really hungry in a situation, like on a plane one time, stewardess was being really obnoxious for some. I asked what the meal was because I needed to shoot the right amount of insulin, and she was like, just kind of blew me off like I was an annoying passenger. And I said, I'm diabetic. I need to know. She came with pretzels, like peanuts, anything I needed. Then she got it. So you could play that card from time to time.
That's like the handicap card.
Right.
But we could all say that. Like often I go on a plane and tell people I'm a heart attack patient, a heart patient. That way I get special treatment. I often do this. So anyone could say they're diabetic, which I'll now use. I'll put that in my repertoire. But I'm just wondering if there's any real benefit, like a superpower.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
There really isn't.
Mm-hmm. Can you like sneak weed in with your diabetic stuff to like a concert? Like, let's say you're going to a concert and you have
Well,
to
it
sneak
may
in.
make you more prone to glaucoma, so you could say you need a medical marijuana.
When I walk into places and they want to check my bag and stuff, the first thing I show is my oh, it's diabetes. That's okay, and then you can just get right through.
Right.
So that helps a little bit there too, I guess.
All right. Well, no superpowers.
Yeah, I guess you could sneak drugs with it.
You could, I guess, yeah.
Right. There are times I like taking my glasses off and not being able to see everyone.
Sure.
I was thinking the other night, I was hearing music in my apartment. I said, boy, it'd be great if I just could take out my hearing aids.
Well, that's a sad thought, Howard.
Yes, I want to be defective.
It's a very sad thought.
Actually, the other benefit is I need to eat at certain times. So if you want to eat early, hey, I'm
Now, there's a
diabetic.
benefit.
So you can do that too.
I'll put that in my repertoire. When I get on a plane, I'll immediately tell them I'm diabetic. I need to eat right away, so I don't have to wait for the rest of the schlubs.
It can also be a drawback, though, because, like nobody else is ready to eat. And you're like, no, I got to eat now. So everybody's like, all right, well, we got to go eat.
Yeah, I like that. I like the world has to bend to my needs. All right, Johnny boy, thank you for that update on diabetes. Lisa G., anything else from the Howard 100 newsroom besides John's diabetes?
Yes, the Stern Show softball team has made the playoffs.
Wow.
This after a big win Monday night against what Captain Will Murray calls the best team in the league. The Stern gang came from behind with the help of a Lee Garowitz home run and a great catch from Jared Fox. The Stern team won 6-5 and gets a spot in the playoffs.
Are you on the team?
No.
Any girls on the team?
Yes.
Wow. Who?
They're
Tracy's
good.
on the team.
Tracy's the only girl?
No, there's two or three other girls.
You have to have a certain amount of girls, right?
Yeah, I think Will said you have to play at least 3 girls a game. Apparently, their shortstop is amazing. It's a girl.
Oh, all right. What else you got, Lisa?
All right, Gary Delabate working hard over the weekend, putting the finishing touches on his upcoming book, They Call Me Baba Booey. Gary's editor asked for more texture and description, so Gary sat with his co-writer trying to remember more details about his past. Much of the book centers on stories from when Gary was very young, and he doesn't have many relatives left to help him with the details. And those that are still around didn't really know much about the family secret and what was really going on with Gary's mother. The final draft is due in the middle of August.
Hey, Gary, that doesn't mean I have to read that thing again, does it?
No.
Yeah, I'm done. I did one reading, and
One
I did
pass.
I did that under protest.
No. In fact, I'll talk to you about it later. But you have no work left to do.
Good. I mean, I read
This
it.
time they're going to have someone read it to you.
Would you
No,
like the audiobook?
no. Look, I read it. I had my comments, and I was fine with it. But just because you did a rewrite, I'm not sitting there again with that thing.
No. In fact, as I told you, there's probably the only thing I would tell you is there's more stuff coming out that you'd be interested in.
All right. Well, I'll wait. You'll tell me about it. I'll sit there and read again. I gave it to Beth. I said, "You read this." I said, "I don't know what to tell him about it." She started reading it. She read 2 pages. That was it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get other people to read it. Hocking me with that book. But they call me Baba Booey. This convinces me that everybody has a book in them.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I'm not convinced everybody does now that I read Gary's book. When I was at Record World, there was one fellow who used to come in there on a regular basis.
See, I'm interested in the guy whose life was coming to the record.
Yeah, his book I'll read.
Oh,
Baba
that's
Booey.
amazing.
And then
Baba Booey.
And then I went to work at WLIR Radio.
Baba Booey.
Because Steve North got me the internship. And then I met with Nell over at WNBC because she was a friend of Steve's, and that's how I got the job there.
See, it's networking.
Yeah,
That's what Gary's showing
It's
you.
networking. And then he's with these jobs, one job more horrible than the next. And then the big prize is he gets to work here with us. That's the happy ending. And now I'm the producer of the Howard Stern Show. Whoop-de-doo. He's got some background, this guy. Yeah, they always say, everybody has a book in them.
Yeah, I mean, there's whole courses now in some schools where, people go to learn to write their autobiography.
But you want to know something, Robin?
What?
Not everybody has a book in them.
Not everybody should put it down.
No, yeah, right. No one. No, it's a complete misconception.
But being the producer on the Howard Stern Show, you have to have a book in you.
Yeah. Then Fred made me dress up in a suit for my
That's the
interview.
best. That is the best.
After Fred busted my balls Bolf came in and he said, "All right, Gary, you have a job."
Don't give away the book.
But wait, I read the whole thing. But Howard said to me, "You have a month probation." Well, every day I showed up and did a good job. At the end of the month, I said to Bolf, "Do I still have my job?" And Howard looked at me and said, "What? Why are you bothering me?"
So the goofing started on day one.
At day one. And he goes, "Yeah, you have your fucking job." Everybody now knows the story of the famous tapes where I tried to seduce my old girlfriend Nancy. But what they don't know is I was really hurting inside.
Oh, dear.
There's a whole chapter on those tapes.
So I assume you're not writing the forward.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, people will buy it, though, because they ain't going to believe it. Wait till you...
You gotta read it not to believe it.
Robin, I'm giving you homework. And everyone I'm giving homework. Buy Gary's book, read it, and I want you to underline 5 of your favorite, most fucking ridiculous passages.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Wait till you see this. And then...
And everybody can get in on this.
And my life started to change when I joined the wrestling team. Did you know I was voted most popular high school?
I was a high school athlete.
Yeah. And everything started to change. What started to change, you fucking loser? What changed? Everything
Does he
changed.
write about when he discovered he had bad teeth?
Yeah. There's a whole thing about that.
I still haven't discovered that.
Many people don't know this, but my mother took tetracycline when I was in utero, and then my teeth came out green. Then it's just Adelphi years.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't know this, but I went to Adelphi, but I could have gotten into University of Texas. I'm like, what the fuck? Who cares where you went to college? How dare you?
Telling a story.
Wait, people are going to love this book. This, to me, is the greatest book ever written. It proves that not everyone has a book in them.
You know, I was watching that show, CBS Sunday Morning, and
Beth passed out when she read it. I had to give her insulin. She's now a diabetic from your book.
She got low blood sugar
Yeah,
from my book?
they did. I said, "Honey, you going to read the book?" She goes, "No." Meanwhile, I said, "It's the greatest. It really is a great book."
Thank you.
We are going to have fun with this book.
This book is so much fun.
Robin, I think I'm starting to understand how you felt when Jackie started doing interpretive readings from your book.
Oh, no, that ain't nothing.
Oh, that was plenty.
That was...
Oh, my God.
I would have hit him, by the way.
Chapter 8.
Jackie had such life in him at that time. He was like, I've got material.
Chapter 8. How my life would have changed if I went to University of Texas. Did you know I was most popular in high school?
I did not.
Many people will not believe it. But once I was on wrestling, I became very, very popular.
You know what's funny about you? You're an interesting person. I'll tell you why.
Why is that, Gary?
You can't remember anything.
Right.
But this you haven't missed a fact yet.
You know, they gave me the IQ test. I didn't want to tell you this. And they asked me to retain everything I read in the last book I read. And they couldn't believe the retention level.
Yeah, your retention's amazing. You're like, Gary, I can't remember this, but this you fucking remember.
This book, forget about it. I'm summa cum laude in Baba Booey.
Yeah, you know what that tells me? It tells me you were entertained.
Oh, yes. I'm giving it a big thumbs up. I told you. And I read the abbreviated version. Now they're coming out with a new version.
Yes,
What I read, I don't know.
This is the more intense version we're getting.
And I'll tell you this. I will buy a copy of the book, and I will underline my new copy of the book. And I will do interpretive readings from the book.
Good.
It's gonna take me through the last month here. When's it coming out?
Yeah, we
November
got to
2nd.
soon.
Perfect, because I'm leaving in December.
Oh, my God.
I'll have a whole
we only
month.
have a month with this book?
We'll have a month, and I'll say my farewells.
You know, at this rate,
and guess what? I don't have to prepare for a whole month for this show because I'm going to have all the material I need.
Maybe I'll bring in the book.
I might have to push the date back to like December 20th.
Right.
All of the Delabate men had nicknames. My father's name was Sally Foo. He knew all the mobsters.
Wow.
That's right. My father could have been a mobster, but he
he
decided...
could have gone to the University of Texas. His father could have been in the mob.
Yeah.
But none of that ever happened.
Well,
And none of them touched me.
All of those things would have been interesting. All the things that didn't happen were more interesting than the shit that happened. So I read 2 chapters of Father selling ice cream. I know a lot of stuff about Gary now. He had a lot of weird jobs. He was a janitor one summer.
Really? I didn't know that.
No.
See, I'm going to learn stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you can't even believe what you're learning. I felt like an insider. Who knew? What a stretch that Gary had to be a janitor. I'm sitting there reading.
That's an odd job.
I'm sitting there reading it going, what if Gary had never gotten a job with us?
Yeah, he'd still be a janitor.
He'd still be a janitor. With green teeth.
Oh, my God.
Man, I'm home.
He could have been that guy who sleeps in the boiler room.
I think it was at a school he was a janitor.
Instead of in our office.
Man, the principal took a big shit today. I had to clean it.
Gary, so Howard's been ripping on your book a little bit, and he always says how he has a horrible memory, and you were saying how he seems to remember a lot of things from your book.
He does. He remembers a lot of facts from the book. He hasn't interpreted all of them correctly, but he remembers almost everything he read in the book.
Why do you think that is?
I think that when you want to goof on somebody, your memory just gets better.
And he said that he wants everyone to highlight their favorite passages.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to turn into what happened with Robin's book?
Oh, I knew that, right, from the get-go when I first told Howard. I said, listen, writing this book, et cetera, et cetera. I said, I'm sure it's going to provide hours of entertainment for the show. And so I knew that they would. But luckily, there's nothing in there. Well, there is some stuff in there that's too personal, and that's, I'm sure, what people will focus on. Okay. At least, I'm not taking a shot at Robin, but, a lot of Robin's book is about being molested, and when Jackie would come in and read those passages so happily, I always found that a tiny bit creepy.
So there's a little bit of a line that they might cross?
Believe me, it'll be crossed.
It'll be crossed?
Yeah.